We're going to talk about some baseball today. At least we're leading off with it. The World Series is over, and the Los Angeles Dodgers get rid of the New York Yankees by a 4-1 margin, winning the best of 7 series in the Bronx. The house, well, Babe Ruth didn't build that new one, but close enough. It's across the street. What's up?
What's happening? That Yankees collapse, man, that was epic.
Epic,
When
epic.
when they won Game 4, I was like, oh, I had that thought like, don't let them win one, don't let them win one, because of how they won. They won it going away. Like that game was over. I don't even know what the final score was because I stopped watching.
Like
The Yankees
11 to
just kept
4.
scoring. All right, the Yankees just kept scoring and scoring. Then they jumped on them early, and then I don't know how Judge dropped that ball. That's just a humongous blunder. And then the throw to third base, I a better throw could have been made, of course, but I can see it because he was rushing. He wants to get the lead runner, but he made a poor throw and the guy couldn't scoop it. And then I see a lot of people blaming Anthony Rizzo, but
No, that's the pitcher
why
right there.
why didn't Cole get his ass over to first base? Why is he walking to the dugout?
That's baseball 101. I thought it was. If the first baseman was a little bit deeper on it than he would normally be, he got the ball. You expect the pitcher to come up every time, at least most times. You see the pitcher take first base, and the first baseman just throws it to him. This time, he's expected Rizzo to do it. Rizzo's expecting him to do it, and no
You
one
could
does it. And the
you could
bases
see
they get
Rizzo's
advanced.
reaction. It's not like it was a hard hit to Hopper. The ball was rolling to him.
Hmm.
So he's focusing on the ball. He's got his head down. When he looks up, he's ready to throw. He's like, oh shit. And it was too late. And Cole was just strolling back to the dugout. That's his fault.
Yeah, I just don't know how that happened. When they were out 5-0, there was a lot more of game left. And I was like, I would be more satisfied if they had 3 more runs. 8 runs to nothing would be cool because this way they've been hitting, especially with Freddie Freeman, the way they've been hitting, it looks like that they would have had, they could really push the envelope on that. I thought 8 runs would have been good, and I thought that probably would have been good looking at the final score. But going by the way the Dodgers have been playing throughout the series, except for that last game when the Yankees scored all of those runs, it's like they were just doing what they had to do to overcome whatever deficit was there, with that exception. So even if the Yankees would have had 8, there might have been a push for even the Dodgers having 9. But forget about the way everything just went down for the Yankees. Trying to build new memories inside that new stadium still. That's not the house that Ruth built. It's the house that a whole bunch of money built, corporate America, corporate New York, and corporate everything else, the way sports are these days. There isn't any genuinity to the freaking new park they have. And they can't even build new memories there. And now this is just another bad memory for this park. Like you said with
Can't,
Aaron Judge, they said he took his eye off of it. He didn't take his eye off of it. We're looking right at his eyes. He just drops it.
I couldn't even tell if he closed his glove too soon or what. I don't know. That was an odd play. But you talk about the house that Ruth built. Can we say maybe Mariano and Jeter built it? Maybe Joe Torre?
Well, you know what? The old stadium, the one that they had before this one, it was the house that Ruth built because they
Mm-hmm.
rebuilt that house back, I believe it's in 76. They kind of renovated it because it was cheaper than to build a whole new stadium. So that was still essentially what they had when they built it back in the day when you had the 1927 Yankees and moving forward, all of those championships in the 40s and moving forward in the 50s. So yeah, I guess it's still more of that just for the sake of having a legendary name attached to baseball. Derek Jeter, all the newbies, and Joe Torre, of course, leading the way. They're part of the legacy, but I guess what came first kind of sticks. Everyone likes the nostalgia and they like the big name attached to it. And that's what it was. This new stadium, not so much. And everything that could have gone wrong up 5-0 went wrong. And the Yankees didn't have any answers. I thought that, you know what, if they do get that, let's do it one game at a time. They could win this game in the Bronx, go over to California 3-2, and then it's still something that the Dodgers, in my opinion, even with a home field alleged advantage, they have to worry about because I don't believe there are a lot of advantages being in baseball parks. I just don't because it's such an individual team sport.
Yeah, I can see that. Although I think the Twins in the Metrodome, sometimes that crowd they could have a slight advantage. I think.
Yeah, inside of a
If you
dome.
think back, if you think back to their series against the Braves, I thought the Braves should have won that series, and Lonnie Smith's running blunder. I'm sure the crowd probably had something to do with that. But you have to give the Dodgers credit. They chipped away, and then when they had men on base, they didn't try and hit grand slams. They just
That
put
was
the
the
ball in
Yankees.
play and got sacrifice flies. They're like, okay, give up and out, but tie game now. You know, give up and out. Now we got the lead. You just gotta give them credit, man. Those guys are professional hitters. They got key hits from the bottom of the lineup. It wasn't just Freeman doing it alone. Seems like Aaron Judge, he woke up a little too late, but you got to tip your hat to the Dodgers. I mean, I saw on Facebook someone said that was a great series. I'm like, 4-1. That's not a great series. Maybe some of the games were good. You have the walk off grand slam, first time that ever happened. I believe there were two outs, right?
Yeah.
Great finish, but a great series. It can't be a great series if it only goes five.
And that's true. It went 5 games. I think it was a good series based on how the Yankees had every opportunity to win the early games at least. And then when it came to this, I thought they would win this game. The Yankees had a chance in every game, but they just blew it. Or it's not even they blew it. The Dodgers are that good. And they did it without Otani. Everybody expected Otani to come in and rule everything, but the injury kept him down. The fact that he was able to suck it up with the injury and still put some mental pressure on pitchers, that that was a big thing. Freddie Freeman just having a series for the ages. He's been hitting home runs since the previous World Series he was in. I mean, he deserved it. I remember when we talked about it after the first game, and I was like, they're trying to make him the MVP. Well, I guess there was a bit of prophecy there. He
He made
becomes the
himself the
MVP,
MVP.
and now we're hearing about how he had a broken rib cartilage going into this game. Come on, you talking about sucking it up? Tiny sucking it up with his injury. Freddie Freeman, we know about the ankle and now the ribs, doing it and getting the MVP and deserving that MVP.
Well, think about all the times in the past when certain players have been injured or had the flu, the Michael Jordan flu
Mm-hmm.
game. Walter Payton ran for 275 yards when he was throwing up and had the flu. Um, I don't know if it makes you focus more or whatever. You lock in that much more because you're not 100%. Whatever it is, some guys have been able to do it, and that's mighty impressive.
Yeah, and a game like baseball, when you swinging the bat and you put in so much energy into that, I can only imagine. I had bruised rib cartilage before. You can't sneeze, you can't laugh, bro. You can't fart. Everything hurts. You can't do anything. And for him to swing the bat the way he swung it, and to get the results he was getting with the bat, and knowing the ankle injuries, what they were highlighting the entire World Series, he showed up big time for this. Freddie Freeman was already a very good player. This put him into superstardom, in my opinion. I think he's on that verge of not now a great player because it requires this type of game and this type of environment to do what he had done to become a legendary player. He's becoming a legendary player. And now with the Dodgers winning like they did, I think in 2020, but because of COVID, it wasn't taken seriously. I believe there's an asterisk because of the games. There weren't as many games. They didn't have a parade. But now you're talking a dynasty possibly. Now that they've won again, that same team looks like it may be back, at least the core of it. They have opportunities to probably win even more in this era. You talked about it, what, last week when you looked at the payrolls, the top three payrolls, the Mets, the Dodgers, and Yankees. Well,
Mhm.
one of those teams won. The Mets had the highest. The Dodgers win it all. That roster isn't going anywhere. Otani's deferred a bunch of that money. They can do a
Right.
lot more moving forward.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. And people are saying, where's Soto going to land? The Dodgers may decide
Oh
they want
God,
Soto.
no, no.
I mean,
That would be unfair, man.
The Dodgers don't play when it comes to free agency. If there's a stud out there, they go after him. Um, if you can't beat him, join them. I guess I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sure the Yankees are going to want to keep him. He'll probably stay with the highest bidder. Or if the Yankees are close, he's familiar with them and maybe he doesn't want to move. We'll see. But that kid's gonna get a major bag.
Is he? And what he's already said, we look at it from this perspective of you got to love this New York crowd. You got to love the history of the Yankees. They have the money. He said, yo, I want to see my other options. That's what he said. He wants to see his options.
But do you have to love the New York crowd? The guy mugging Mookie Betts for the ball, and his friend grabbing Mookie's
That
hand.
guy
Come
is a
on,
legend
man.
now. I said, win or lose, this is a new Yankee legend. Put him in, put him down there with all
Why?
the other
It didn't
legends.
lead to anything
It didn't
positive.
lead us, win or lose, because he's throwing himself onto the front pages. If you're gonna even think about the Yankees losing, you're still gonna remember this guy, winner or loser. You may even call him a loser. In fact, the tickets were revoked. I think it was his brother.
Yeah,
Their
they didn't get
tickets
to
were
go to.
revoked, and they revoked, and they probably should have been. But
I mean, it's
legendary,
not like the kid that reached over and took the ball.
Jeffrey Meyer, and thinking
Yeah,
about his little
it's not like
backstory
him.
in
He
college
caught the
baseball.
ball, and the umpire standing right there didn't call fan interference. I've never seen home cooking like that before. I mean, come on, he was basically 12 to 15 feet away, and he called it a home run. That was ridiculous. Now I can see him being a legend because what he did
And he
was
is.
positive. What the other guy did, Mookie had already caught the ball. The umpire was ready to call him out, and they started mugging him, and they called fan interference.
And I think that's what it is. New York is known for muggings.
Ridiculous.
They mugged this guy in broad daylight in front of thousands of people. It looked insane when it was happening, and they slow it down in slow motion. You see him just really put an effort into opening that glove. His
I
brother's
think
coming over and grabbing the other hand, like they're
I
really
think they
getting
should
this
be
guy.
banned for life, man. Think
I've
about
heard
it.
that too.
They could have injured him, like they're yanking on his arm, his wrist. A lot of
Mhm.
different things can happen. Freak accidents happen. Maybe people would say I'm overreacting, but that's total bullshit. It's not like he dove into the crowd and they're like, oh, let's knock the ball loose. Made the ump on see. I can see that. He's in the crowd with you. But he wasn't in the crowd. And they just started reaching, tugging, and come on, man. That's
Some people
bullshit.
call it desperation by New York fans. I think it looked like desperation because of New York fans.
That
Now, another
that
season
was
winning for number
akin to
28.
A-Rod with his hamburger helper hand knocking the ball away and acting like I was just running. No, you weren't running. Come on, man.
Or Roger Clemens with Mike Piazza saying he was just throwing the bat down. Come on, man. When he had a sharp part of the bat, trying to pull a Halloween trick on him. Man, the Yankees lose.
But
I was
I
just
just want to say I mentioned that usually I'm an American League guy, but with the passing of Fernando Valenzuela, I was going for the Dodgers. So, congratulations to the Dodgers. Fernando's proud. You had me for once.